So, because Jesus died on the cross. Oh, hello there. Didn't see ya. Welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be preaching in a giant church. So, today we're going to preach about enemies. Who here has an enemy? I'm sure all of you watching do. You know, it's probably your next door neighbor, or probably someone that goes to church that's really annoying. Or someone from school if you're old enough. But let me tell you, that is not your enemy. The devil's your enemy. How do I know? People might be asking, how do I know? Like I'm going up close. How do I know the enemy is my enemy? Well, there's a few Bible verses and Bible stories that actually tell that. Such as Samson, you know? You ever heard of it? You probably did as a kid, you know? It's probably like your favorite subject, but at the same time, you know, all the people would have died. So, yeah. So, basically, at the first part of the story, Samson gets some Superman powers, I would call them. You know? Samson isn't even born yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like non-existent. You know? And then all of a sudden, like, an angel comes down from heaven, and we've probably heard this part a lot, where he tells his mother, like, you know, you're gonna have a baby, he's gonna have Superman powers, super strength, and that all stuff. Under 3 conditions. I'll point my hands, but they don't have fingers, except for a thumb. 3 exceptions. 1, you can't drink. I mean, sure, you can drink, like, apple juice and stuff, and grape juice. But he can't drink anything from adult grape juice, which is wine, and adult apple juice, which you know what I mean, is beer. And he also can't kill or eat any, like, meat. You know? So, like, basically he has to become vegan. If you know what I mean. So, oh, and the other one. He can't kill any people. Which is pretty obvious. You know, that's a crime. That's a real big crime. Yeah. So, you know, I'm just gonna say the entire story. And then we're gonna get right back to the enemy stuff. So, you know, he's born. You know, he's a good child. Until he's like, what, in his like 20s or 30s, you know? Then things start to get a little out of hand with his little Superman powers. Yeah, because see here. He's like walking on a trail, you know? Like, nothing bad can happen. You know, just take a daily walk. And all of a sudden, this lion comes. You know what I'm saying? Like, lion as in the African savannah. Yeah? Like, the African savannah. You know? And, you might think at this point, he been killed? No. Apparently, since God granted him Superman powers, it's just he killed the lion. Already a major flaw in his life, because the first exception, you can't kill any animals. You're vegan. And then like a day later, after he killed the lion, it's still there. And there's a bee's nest been like grown into it. And so like he wants the bees, but he grabbed some of the meat too. So that's already two major flaws, in fact. So yeah, that's not good. Not good if God granted you Superman powers. So another time, like, he's just walking to this like camp, and then like all of a sudden, these Romans. You ever heard of the Romans? The ones that deleted Jesus, I should say, because it's a little bit inappropriate for YouTube. Yeah, so like the guys that deleted Jesus, and then he came back to life. Yeah, he was met up with those guys at the poor camp, and they were like kidnapping everyone and killing all the men, which was if you ever seen a Samson movie, you definitely yeah, you definitely get it. So, by using his Superman powers, he literally throws everyone and literally kills them. Another major flaw that Samson has to go through in order to have his Superman powers. And remember, he only has one exception left, which is not good. Not good at all. You know what I'm saying? He's going a little bit overboard on this. He's taking advantage. And so, basically, he meets this woman. Her name is Delilah, I think it was in English. He meets this woman named Delilah. Now, Delilah may look innocent, but trust me, she's an absolute monster. So like, basically, now before she met up with him, Samson goes through a little bit more suffering than he has to. Actually, that's a lot, because think about it. Like, so the guy, he blames the owner of the city where he lives in, right? And so, by doing that, he actually lights foxes on fire and then literally sets them into the wheat farm, which then burn up the wheat. And you know what happened? The king of the city, seeing him do that, you know what he did? He actually threw his parents into the fire. Now that just took a dark turn, It's a dark turn for Samson too. So anyways, he meets this woman named Delilah. And yeah. Like I said, she's a monster. So besides the Romans, they're actually the Pharisees. So basically, like, since like Samson is the most wanted ever because he has Superman powers, um, she says, "Oh my God, Samson, the Pharisees are taking me," and then all of a sudden, like it's all a trick. Like the Pharisees aren't there. He just wakes up. Now Delilah has tied 7 ropes around him. Like, and he breaks through them because he has Superman powers. The next day, sleepy. He's tired. He wants to stay in bed. Then, oh no, the Pharisees come to take you. And this time she got like 7 handcuffs or whatever, like chains around him. And yet he still like makes it out. So yeah, that when you have Superman powers like that, you can literally just do anything. Just like in the movie. Have you ever heard of Superman? The Superman movie? No, that's Spider-Man. Alright, we're getting off topic. What is it? Samson, yes. So, does that with chains? That doesn't work. The next day, like this time they got like cattle ropes. Those are strong. Those are like real strong. And yet he still breaks out of them because of his Superman powers. And then yeah, that does it. Delilah makes sure that he's most wanted so that she can get the money. Basically, she just, like the Pharisees come over, like undercover spies or whatever. They come over, and this is the middle of the night while he's trying to sleep. And all of a sudden, the Pharisees come over. They try to take her fakely. And so Samson tries to save them, only to get captured by more of them and to literally get his eyes burned out by a flaming sword. Yeah, that's a dark turn for the worst. So, he's in prison. He's blind. And then, he just loses his Superman powers, because he did every single thing wrong. And here's the thing, like, while at Delilah's house, he actually got into, like, adult apple juice, I should say, and stuff. So, like, that's literally all 3, conditions literally just broken. Like they're just broken. Like, they're gone. That's it. You're not getting any Superman powers anymore. Or so he thought. See, they were like selling him, I think, as a slave. Either that, or they were just, those public execution things. Yeah. And then he prays to God. He's like, please give me one more Superman strength. And so God granted to him, only to knock down the temple that he was in. Like, he literally gets the 2 pillars right beside him, and then he, like, pushes them. The other 2 pillars on the other side literally fall down, making the entire temple fall. And, yeah, Delilah died as well. Just saying. And, Samson sadly committed suicide. So, yeah. So anyways, you might be wondering, hey, what does this have to do with friends and enemies? Like, seriously. Well, you might think that the Pharisees were his enemies, or the Romans, in fact. But no. The real enemy was the devil, also known as Satan. He, see, this all starts in, like, the 20s and stuff, Kind of like in today's things, you just like everyone's like can't wait to get to their 18 or like 20s or whatever to start gambling. And then you just gamble your money away, which is not smart. And some people even get the smoking and drinking apple juice, which is exactly what Samson did. Well, but some people turn to Satan. Like say they got relationship issues, they just turn to alcohol and cigarettes and everything that could, and even suicide. That's bad. And guess who causes that? Sadly enough, it's the devil. Yeah. So, but and just like today, Samson turned to the devil. Not on purposely, but he did. And little did he know, when the devil said, "I'm your friend," he was soon to set his life to the worst. How? By losing all of his Superman powers that had been granted, and everything else, such as his parents, and betrayal. So, yeah. The Pharisees and Romans weren't his enemies. In fact, they were friends. They would be together, So, just remember, guys, even if you don't like someone, or they don't like you, or you might just get into a fight and never want to meet each other again, just know, you are not the enemy, and they aren't either. Your only enemy in the world is the devil. And your best friend, your number one friend, should be Jesus. I'm Emmanuel Santiago. Thank you for watching. Also, my mom owns a church. Its name is Nueva Jerusalem. So, which means New Jerusalem in English. Yes, they do have translators in case you always speak English. So, please come there if anyone sees this video. And of course, she also has a YouTube channel as well. So, please subscribe to her and me. Thank you for watching the video. See you guys later.